What if I told you that the biggest financial event in American history is not the stock market crash of 1929, not the 2008 financial crisis, and not even the COVID pandemic? It is a soccer tournament, and it starts in just a few weeks. Right now, as you're watching this video, $80 billion is moving through the global economy. Hotels are selling out. Brands are in a bidding war. Governments are making desperate deals. And most Americans have absolutely no idea what is coming. This is the real story of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and the numbers will shock you. Let me give you a number: $80 billion. That is the total gross economic output that the 2026 FIFA World Cup is expected to generate globally. Not million, billion. $80 billion. To put that in perspective, that is bigger than the entire economy of 130 countries on this planet. Now, here is where it gets interesting for Americans. Out of that $80 billion, the United States alone is expected to capture $30.5 billion, nearly 40% of the entire global total. One country, 40%. The FIFA World Cup is coming to America, Canada, and Mexico, but America is hosting 78 out of 104 total matches. 78 matches. The finals. The semifinals. Everything that matters is happening on American soil, and the U.S. economy is about to feel it in a way it has never felt before. Now let us break down exactly where this money is coming from, because this is not just ticket sales. This is a full economic machine. First, FIFA's own revenue. FIFA expects to generate $11 billion just from broadcasting and commercial rights alone. TV deals, streaming rights, sponsorships, $11 billion before a single fan buys a single hot dog. Second, sponsorship war. Ampere analysis predicts FIFA's sponsorship revenue could reach $2.4 billion, a 37% increase from the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Nike, Adidas, Coca-Cola, they are all fighting for a piece of this. And here is something nobody is talking about. Aramco, the Saudi oil giant, just became a FIFA global partner for the first time. A Middle Eastern oil company sponsoring the World Cup being held in America. That is the world we live in. Third, tickets. FIFA received over 500 million ticket requests. 500 million. For a tournament with 104 matches. And the prices? Insane. Some tickets on the resale platform are listed at $11.5 million for the World Cup final. Yes, $11.5 million for one ticket. FIFA has set up its own official resale platform and is taking a 15% cut from both the buyer and the seller. Fourth, jobs. This tournament is expected to create 185,000 jobs just inside the United States. Real jobs, hotel staff, security, transportation, food, media. 185,000 people going to work because of a soccer tournament. Now let us talk about the cities, because this is where the real business story is hiding. America is hosting matches in 11 cities: New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Miami, Atlanta, Seattle, San Francisco, Houston, Kansas City, Philadelphia, and Boston. But not every city is equal. Dallas is spending $295 million just to renovate AT&T Stadium. They are widening the field, replacing the turf, and temporarily rebranding it as Dallas Stadium, just for FIFA compliance rules. $295 million for a temporary name change and a new field. Los Angeles is hosting the opening match at SoFi Stadium, a building that cost $5.5 billion to construct just in 2020, the newest and most expensive stadium in the tournament. Atlanta alone is expected to receive $1 billion in economic impact from hosting 8 matches, including a semifinal. One city, $1 billion from a sports tournament. And in Texas, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, combined are expected to generate $3 to $4 billion in economic impact, with a multiplier effect where every single dollar spent by a visitor generates $2.50 in indirect economic activity across local businesses. But here is where the story gets complicated. Because not everything is a celebration. Remember what I said? FIFA gets the revenue. Host countries get the bill. The United States is spending over $11 billion just to host this tournament. Infrastructure, security, logistics, upgrades, $11 billion out. $17 billion in GDP back. On paper, that sounds like a profit. But economists are not so sure. Victor Matheson, a sports economics professor at College of the Holy Cross, told Newsweek that the actual economic impact will likely be a fraction of what has been advertised, because that $17 billion GDP boost in an economy the size of America is only 0.05% of U.S. GDP. America's economy is $31 trillion. $17 billion barely moves the needle. And there is another problem nobody wants to talk about: hotels. A survey of over 200 hotels across the 11 host cities found that nearly 80% of them reported bookings tracking below their initial forecasts. Below, not above. Below. Why? 3 reasons. Visa difficulties for overseas visitors, elevated geopolitical tensions, and ticket prices so high that many international fans simply cannot afford to come. One study from 2003 found that World Cup host countries experienced cumulative losses, not gains, from hosting. FIFA walks away with billions. The host country is left with empty stadiums and debt. Now let me give you the facts that will genuinely shock you. Fact 1. This is being called the first ever AI World Cup. The amount of digital data this tournament is expected to generate is so massive that analysts are treating it as a completely new category of data event. Every goal, every player movement, every fan interaction, all being processed by AI systems in real time. Fact 2. 6.5 million people are expected to physically attend World Cup matches. 6.5 million people moving through 11 American cities in a 5-week window. For comparison, the entire population of Dallas is 1.3 million people. Fact 3. The 3 host nations, USA, Canada, and Mexico, together represent 30% of global GDP. This is the wealthiest World Cup in history by far. Fact 4. FIFA has nearly sold out its entire sponsorship inventory. Every major slot. Gone. The demand from global brands to be associated with this tournament has been unlike anything FIFA has ever seen. Fact 5. Mexico is actually expected to benefit more proportionally than the United States. Because Mexico's economy is smaller, the same dollars create a bigger percentage impact. Sometimes being the smaller player in the room is actually the advantage. So who actually wins from all of this? FIFA wins. They always win. $11 billion in revenue. Most of it from broadcasting deals with countries that are paying record prices for the right to show these games on TV. Global brands win. Nike, Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa. They spend hundreds of millions on sponsorships, but the return in brand value and global exposure is worth 10 times more. The hospitality sector wins. Hotels, airlines, restaurants, Uber. Every person who moves through these cities spends money, and that money flows directly into American businesses. American workers win. 185,000 jobs, real people, real paychecks. But the average American taxpayer? That is the complicated answer. The infrastructure spending happens whether you like it or not. The bill is already paid. The question is whether the economic return justifies it, and that debate will continue long after the final whistle. So what is the real business lesson here? Every 5 years, the world stops and watches 32 countries kick a ball around. And every 5 years, without fail, billions of dollars change hands. Hotels fill up. Brands spend fortunes. Cities transform overnight. This is not just sport. This is the largest recurring economic event on the planet, more predictable than elections, more profitable than most industries, and hiding in plain sight. Phil Knight saw an opportunity in running shoes that everyone else ignored. The smartest investors right now are seeing an opportunity in the 2026 World Cup that most people are too distracted to notice. The question is, are you watching the game, or are you watching the money? If this video opened your eyes, smash that subscribe button right now. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.